good Sunday afternoon to you. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here in the middle of a pretty busy day. We had one round of pretty heavy thunderstorms across the valley first thing this morning. Now we've had a little bit of a midday lull, but things will try to reload as we go deeper into the afternoon and early into this evening. A cold front is heading our way, and that means more activity is pretty likely. Now, as of 1:36, we have some pockets of light rain. All of this is pretty innocuous, no big deal at all. But again, this is kind of our midday or early afternoon lull. Looking off to the west, the sky is clearing early this afternoon with some sunshine breaking out across places like Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, heading up towards Sandusky. And that sunshine is going to aid in making the atmosphere kind of unstable again as we go through this afternoon. And that's one of the ingredients that could lead to another round of showers and some thunderstorms. It's also, it's a little bit humid outside across our area this afternoon, with dew points locally getting into the 50s to around 60. We're kind of in that warm sector. Warm fronts off to our east, cold fronts off to our west. And, well, in between, the air is pretty warm. It's pretty muggy. And so we've got some moisture in place to help fuel any potential thunderstorms. Another ingredient this afternoon is this slot of drier air, indicated by the orange colors here, orange and yellow, off to our west. This is dry air aloft, especially. And that drier air aloft could aid thunderstorms to bring down some strong winds from aloft. So you get a lot of dry air aloft, raindrops try to fall into that dry air, there's evaporation, evaporational cooling cools the air, and heavier air sinks rapidly. So this drier air could lead to more evaporation aloft and more downward momentum, we call it, when it comes to downdrafts in potential thunderstorms. So we have some moisture in place. We have some dry air aloft. Do we have enough instability? Can these air parcels rise pretty easily? And the answer is modestly so. We have a decent amount of instability overhead this afternoon and early this evening. Now, this isn't going to be the most unstable atmosphere in the world. The atmosphere has been worked over a little bit by the early morning rounds of showers and storms, but we're going to try to reload some this afternoon. So that's another ingredient that definitely bears watching. So we have some ingredients coming together for another episode of showers and potential thundery weather as we go into the late afternoon and early this evening. This is our high-resolution futurecast model at about 5:30. You'll notice the latest run has, not a whole lot going on, maybe a couple of heavier storms off to our north. We don't want to place too much emphasis on where this model is exactly depicting these. We want to pay attention to the kind of the overall trends and kind of the flavor of activity that the model has. And the flavor is widely scattered. The stuff is not going to be exactly where it shows on this model run, but it gives you an idea as to what the kind of the flavor of things will be. And not everyone's going to see rain, but some places will see a shower or a thunderstorm, and any thunderstorm could be on the heavy side. That trend will continue for a couple of hours early this evening. Then I'm expecting the threat for thunderstorms and severe weather to decrease pretty rapidly as we head towards sunset this evening. As you can see, the overall severe weather risk across eastern Ohio and western PA is on the low side. If you think of our severe weather scale as a 1 to 5 scale, it's kind of a 1 on that 1 to 5 scale. You might think no big deal, right? But it's definitely a day. I just showed you some ingredients that can be coming together. It's a day to pay attention to the weather, to not just zone out, if you will. It's a day to stay kind of plugged into what's going on with the weather, because that potential is there for any thunderstorm that gets going to be kind of feisty. So I think the main window here for potential storms and severe weather late this afternoon, early this evening, roughly from about 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And as we head towards sunset and beyond that, things should quiet down. You'll notice one of our potential impacts here, isolated tornado. The tornado risk this afternoon and early this evening is low. It's quite low, but it's not zero. So it bears mentioning, it's worth mentioning, that any of these storms, not only could they produce some gusty winds, I mentioned, bringing down some of that wind energy from aloft, these could try to be hail producers, and also there's enough wind shear in the atmosphere, changing wind direction and wind speed with height through the atmosphere. There's enough of that we can't rule out across the region an isolated tornado, even though the risk is quite low. Again, it is not zero. So we definitely want to bring it up and make everyone aware that it's something that can't be totally ruled out. So we've got, some things to pay attention to for the rest of this afternoon. We'll keep you updated on social media and the Storm Tracker 21 app. Make sure to tune in this evening on 21 News at 6 o'clock. We'll show you what's on the radar, what you can expect for the evening, and Chris Sarinelli will have your updated 7-day forecast as well.